Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Snowrunner PS4 Mod Reviews. And we actually have quite a few mods to look at today, including this one here. This is just Frog's truck. Clearly, this is a Dodge. I don't know how this gets passed. I'm so glad it does. But this comes in a 4x4 and a 6x6. Now, today, guys, we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to show you each one of the mods in the garage. I'm not going to show you all of the options and everything like that come with each mod. I feel like you guys can check that out yourself. And I really think that the most important part is showing you guys what these vehicles are capable of doing. And also, what we're going to do a little bit different today is we're not on a test map right now. We're on a mod map. And if I go to the map screen, this is T&B Trails map. And I've been playing this map for just a little bit today, and it's a pretty cool map. So, as you can see, the mod looks really good. The one thing I kind of have against it is that there's no cockpit view. This is the view. It's kind of like a hood mount cam, so... You know, oh well. I do like the inside views, but it is what it is. So why I thought I would take this truck out on this map today is because the test maps are great, and I am going to bring this to a test map. But this is how you're going to be driving this vehicle. I feel like it's a little unfair to judge a vehicle based on their performance on the test maps, considering that I still feel that the mud on those maps is kind of ridiculous and not indicative of what you will find on any map in the game. And like I said, I know that the Yukon has some pretty crazy mud, but yeah. So what we're going to do, let's change the suspension. I lowered it down because I want to see if that makes any difference. And we're going to go just off trailing, guys. Now, this particular truck actually doesn't have a ton of options anyway. It doesn't have studded tires, it doesn't have chain tires, and what I will say on this map is, like, right here, there's sometimes it gets blurred out. Like, right there, you can see it. And right there, it clears up. But yeah, there's not too many options with this truck. I feel that he built a truck that it just is what it is. You know, it does what it's supposed to do. So, as you can see, it's not having too much difficulties here. It's a shame about those graphical glitches with this game, with this map. Because I really do like this map. Now, this is crazy. This is crazy. Gotta take this slow. Got a little bit of a mud pit right there. That is awesome. I like that. Truck isn't having any problem getting out. Oh man, this is steep. But another thing I thought I would do also is start off these mod videos kind of just showcasing a new map every time. Maybe not every time. But yeah, because doing a mod review on all the mods and the maps, that would take a lot of time, guys. That would take a lot of time that I really don't have. So this way here, we can kind of get a feel for the map and see how the vehicle handles, you know, more like in-game situations, I feel. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time on this map, so I have no idea where the mud is, but in the description, pretty much everything is on this map. Rock crawling, mud, high terrain, obviously, like we see here. You know, everything but snow is on this map, so... And you really gotta figure out where this road is going sometimes. Now this should be interesting. Let me just raise this back up. Oh. Oh well, guys, so I showed you a little bit of the map. I showed you how this thing performs in a scenario like this. Now, let's take it over to the test map, shall we? Alright guys, we're back, and here we are, this time with the 6x6. I figured we already seen the 4x4. They should perform pretty similarly, I would feel. So what we're going to do, raise the suspension. And our first test is bringing it through this bog here and see how it does. Now there's only 3 wheel options. I will point that out. And it went through that very easily. No problems whatsoever. So then we're going to bring it through this muddy trail over here. And I will say, guys, that high gear on this thing launches this. Be very careful when putting this into high gear. I'll show you guys that at the end of the review of this one anyway. Man, look how fast this is going through this stuff. And I mean, you guys have seen me go through this stuff like on almost every mod video. This is a very good judge of how this would do in the trails if you were playing the game. And it is not having any problems whatsoever. I'm actually almost confident that this is going to do well through the thick mud. Of course, there is only one way to find out, though. All right, so here we are. Let's see what this can do. Okay, so not horrible considering that we're still in auto. Let's put it in low and see what happens. Alright, so we don't have that low pull that you get with some of the other modded vehicles when you put it in low gear. But it's not doing bad. And I mean, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about with this mud. I really feel like that there's just no mud like this actually in the game anyway. So kind of judging this on how well it goes through this isn't really fair. Now, that trail that I just took, that seems like a lot better of a judge to me. But You know, it's handling this. It's handling this really good. Now, myself, I would prefer the 4x4 version to the 6x6, but I'm liking this truck a lot. I really am. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you what I mean about the high gear. Let's get this up there. And as you can see, putting it in high gear just launches it. Like, check this out. This is really awesome. Oh man, we just jumped that, no problem. In high gear, this thing just flies. I mean, the high gear, it's still going. It's still going. All right, guys. So that is Frog's truck. It's a pretty good scout vehicle. I think everyone's going to really enjoy this truck a lot on console. But we have other things to look at, so let's move on. Alright guys, this is the Twinsteer Blueline, and in the description it says that it made the tires wider, so the truck is a little more stable than the vanilla version. Also, on this one, you could put that crane there on the back of the truck, and there are a couple of different gearbox options. The one I have on right now, this is actually a 9-speed, 9 gears. That's pretty cool. Look at the interior again. It's, you know, really good. Everything you come to expect from a mod of a vanilla truck like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to load this up with something heavy and take it out and see how this performs in the mud and the snow. Such a long truck. Alright, she is in auto and she's moving right along. You know what? Actually, am I? No? Okay, I'm not. I thought maybe I was on the side a little bit, but no, she's going right through it. Of course, these trees are going to be a problem. Who puts trees in a mud pit? I swear. The back wheels are spinning a little bit. Most definitely would have probably been wise to put it in diff lock, but we are testing it, so we want to see how it can do. And mud like this, you definitely wouldn't need to put the diff lock on or put it in low gear. I mean, it's going through it pretty easily. So that is quite impressive. But for some reason, it won't get up to speed. Okay, there we go. It was being a little difficult on that. Now again, these wide turns. You know, these aren't the most maneuverable of vehicles. Horrible turn radius. That's why I generally don't use this truck. Which is a shame because I do like it a lot. Alright, so this will not let you jump up a gear. It's locked right in it first for some reason. But we are heading into mud pit number 2 now. I would suspect I will have to put the diff lock on for this mud pit, but Then again, I don't know. She sits pretty high. And these are some fairly large tires. We may just have to put it in low gear. So yeah, it's not doing too bad in low gear, but just for the sake of experiments, let's lock the diff and see what happens. Alright, so again, it doesn't feel like locking that differential really did anything. Okay, low plus is too much for it, so... Which, that's disappointing, because engaging the diff lock should give you better performance, but... So again, without... As you can see, we're moving along, and with. It doesn't seem like we're moving any better with or without. So that is interesting. And why I'm doing this under load is because you're not going to go trail riding with this. You're not going to scout a map with this. You're going to use this when it's under load, so that's why I chose to load it up. So that's kind of an interesting point. It's still going slow because the front tires are on solid land, but the back tires are still very much in the mud. And again, it really takes a lot for it to shift for some reason. Huh. Now, for reasons of time constraints with this video, I'm not going to bring this through the thickest mud. Seeing what it did in the second mud pit gives me a pretty good indication what it's going to do in the last one. I'm sure it'll get through it, just a lot slower. Alright, here we're at the first snow test, and let's see how she performs. I'm halfway expecting she's not going to do too bad, considering how she did in the mud. Interesting. Now, locking the diff definitely seems to help more in the snow than it did the mud. So that is definitely interesting. I will say, I always thought that this was a really good looking truck. Let's see if we can bump it up to plus and get out here any quicker. Nope, I don't think so. Alright, we're coming out of that. Not too bad. Again, definitely not an OP truck. You know, if you're looking for just something a little bit different than what's in the base game, then I think you'll like this. And honestly, I would say, man, there's not a lot of mods that are super OP. But let's take this down on the ice and see how she does. Now again, this is a big heavy truck with a pretty good load on it, so definitely have to keep that in mind. Let's see how she does with the ice climb. Mid-hill she had to downshift into first. Not too bad though, not too bad. So that is the Twinsteer Blueline. Very cool. And like I say, it's not like hugely different than what we have in the base game. They just really tweaked some things with it. The gearbox, the fact that you can have the crane on the back of it, and they said wider tires, but the tires, they're all, I mean, they're the same size that you get with the in-game model, so I'm not too sure about that. But we need to move on to the next mod. Here we have the Fleetstar 2070A W77 Military. Very cool truck. I put the flatbed on it. There's other options. A lot of options, guys. Again, like I say, just for time constraint, I decided to maybe cut that out. We'll see how it goes. If people like it, we'll keep it. If they don't, we'll bring it back to the way it was. Let's start it up. Look in the interior. Hit the horn. All right, let's go and get ready to test this one out. First mud pit test. Now the diff lock is on all the time with this. All-wheel drive is engageable. And I'm really hoping that these trees are what's slowing us down, because this is the easiest mud pit on the map. And she's struggling. Wait, are we, like... Wow, this is... This is crazy. The bumper is plowing mud right now. That may be the issue. It might be that bumper. Okay, so let's get out of here, and I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to change this bumper out and see if that does anything differently. Okay, take two. We have just a stock bumper on, which is a little higher than the last one, but there's really not a lot of good options for bumpers on this one. But let's see if this makes any difference. Ooh. No, it's really not. Come on. Again, it's getting buried right up to the bumper. Alright guys, so that is a fail. A very sad fail. Honestly, I don't even want to bring this to the snow. I mean, if it could even pass the first mud test. But we gotta at least try. Oh, wow. This is... Well, it's not stopping. That's a good thing. So I will just say that in my perspective, I don't really see the point in modding the existing vehicles if you're not going to make them perform better than what we have in the game. Again, guys, this is just my opinion. You know, you can think I'm wrong or whatever, but you know, that's just me. Like, what is my motivation to get this vehicle? It doesn't go through mud that well. It's not going through this snow that well. You know, this game is called Snowrunner. The main thing is going through mud and snow. You know, and I understand completely that in real life, this may be the best you would get out of a truck. But this is still a game. And even though I do love realism, I mean, like, how's that for realism? Look at the shadows moving. That's pretty cool, right? But if I'm doing a playthrough, you know, and your truck's going this slow, man, I don't know. Don't know how much I would enjoy that. And again, like I say, it's a mod. I'm not saying all mods should be OP, but at the same time, I don't feel anything should get stuck in that first mud pit like that. I don't know, though. Just my opinion. But I think what we're going to do now is we're going to work on getting this out of here and moving on to the next one. Alright, so we're just going to try something crazy here. I got Frog's pickup truck, and we're going to see if we can't pull this thing out with this. Oh, jeez. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy. We were actually pulling this thing out with a pickup truck faster than this thing can move through the snow on its own. Wow. That is great. I pulled it out of like nothing. Let's check out the lights on this anyway. Alright, pretty cool. I like it. I like this truck a lot, guys. Not gonna lie. But let's change back here. So this, guys, this is the Fleet Star W77 military. Feel free to form your own opinions on it. Like I say, I just feel that it should at least be able to get through the first test of this. Like, it couldn't get through the first snow. Like, it would be extremely slow. The mud, it just couldn't get to. It sunk right up to its bumper, which I find extremely strange. But yeah. I don't know what more to say about it. Alright guys, we have 2 more vehicles to get through, and I know what you're thinking, this video is going to be long, and I know it is, and I apologize for that. And if you are still with me, thank you, I sure do appreciate it. What we have here is Fred's Buggy? Yeah, Fred's Buggy. Oh boy. So, I really don't like being negative about mods. Let's fire this up. But there's something about this mod that I just have to, I guess, nitpick. If you tip this over, it's almost impossible to get back upright because there are no winch points on the side of the vehicle. They're only at the front and the back. As you can see, we have one there tipped. Let me see if I can get it with this. As you can see, you just pull it. There's no winch points. Let me just show you. Attach winch. See? You got 2 at the front, 3 at the back. Nothing on the side. It's almost damn near impossible to get these back on the wheels. And as you can see over here, there's another Fred's Buggy upside down. These things tip so easy, it's not even funny. So the fact that they tip easy and the fact that you almost cannot get them to get back on the 4 wheels makes me really dislike this mod. And I mean, I don't know what this is supposed to be, guys. Like, I really don't understand. I mean, the options on it are strange. Even with raised suspension, it sits very low. I don't know if I can do it, but let me see here. When you, man, when you hit the gear, it just takes right off, like, and it's very hard to control. Now again, diff lock is on all the time. 4-wheel drive is engageable. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. I really don't. Again, if I just tap that shift button, it just takes right off. I'm like scared to death to put this in the high gear, thinking that it's probably just gonna fly. But we're here to test it, and test it, that's what we will do. As long as I don't tip it. Oh God. There's probably a 99.9% chance that I'm going to tip this vehicle. Because it's just that kind of vehicle. And again, guys, like, if you're out there and you're watching this and you're like, hey, I love that vehicle, that's my favorite vehicle in the game, then I really apologize. Maybe, you know, maybe I just don't know how to drive it. Maybe I don't know how to tame this beast. But, yeah, like, as you can see right now, man, I am just struggling to get through here. I don't know if it's because the wheels on it catch everything or what. But this is probably the longest I've driven one of these without flipping it, so. And now it looks like we're stuck, so let's put it in low gear and see what happens. Okay. Okay. Low gear. Low gear is a good thing in this. That's good to know. So this is one of those vehicles that the low gear actually does what low gear is supposed to do. It actually gives you more torque, so. I will tip my hat to the modder for that. I have no idea how this thing will be through heavy mud. It'll be interesting to find that out. Alright, let's do the quick speed bump test here. Let's see how this handles that. And there we go. It flips that easy, guys. Like, no lie, that's just... Oh, it's insane. It's so frustrating. I never had a vehicle flip like that before, so... Let's, try to show you guys what I mean here. And this is another thing, like, this is something that is from the PC side, because on PC you could just, you know, use your mouse and click to one of these. But on console, you're literally clicking just for days. Alright, so let's see. It's pulling the tree. It's pulling the tree to me. See, like, it's just, oh my god. See what I mean, guys? Like, it's just impossible. To get it upright. So we're gonna leave this here. I'm gonna go get another one, and I'm gonna bring it right to the mud to see how it does with the mud. And then honestly, I'm done with this vehicle. I really am. All right, we are entering the mud pits, and man, I tell you guys, I don't know. I hate to be negative about mods like this, but it's not that the mod's just not my cup of tea. It's just this is probably the most frustrating review for a mod that I have done. Like, if we check the map, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these are on the map, tipped over, that I can't flip back over with the winch. These things flip so easy, it's not even funny. So I am going to go through the mud with this to see how it does with that, and then I am done with this vehicle. And what is happening? Look at, I'm turning the wheel. What is going on? Look at this, guys, look at. Hey, maybe we'll just float to the other side. This has to be the strangest thing I've encountered in this game. This thing is literally just sliding. No, it stopped? Nope. What is going on? Oh. And what is that hooked to? What? I guess it's hooked to that tree somehow. Oh man, this is... Well guys, that is Fred's Buggy. I have nothing. I don't know. There's nothing else I can say about this. But this is actually quite entertaining right now. I am not touching my controller at all, guys. I am not touching anything. I'm just spinning the camera. This is just completely going on its own, and it's probably the greatest thing I've ever seen. Wait a minute, you know what? I cannot even steer it. Like, I can't. Yeah, yeah, I was scratching my head too, dude. I agree with you. Look at. So I hate to say it, but I really don't like this mod. It's nothing against the mod. You know, if you love this, if you think this is the best thing in the game, that's cool. You know, me, this mod is just not for me, guys, and I don't even know what the hell's going on right now. But we have one more mod to look at, so let's go take a look at that. I wonder if this is just going to keep going. Okay, this one we're actually going to take a look in the garage for one reason, and I'll show you in a second here. Dude, this is only like $9,000. This is a very cheap vehicle right here. So here it is, the Watcher by Zidon. So let's customize it. Engine, we have a couple different options here. Gearbox, I'm just going to go through this quick, guys. So this isn't really what I want to show you. Okay, so this is what I want to show you guys. When it comes to the colors, this is pretty cool, I think. Just scroll through here. That's pretty cool right there. We got the Snowrunner. Then back to kind of like the racing colors there. Quite a few cool options. I like that one there. I think we're going to go with that one. Alright, so here it is. The Watcher by Zidon. Let's take a look at the inside. Nice interior. Working mirrors. Very cool. Let's fire it up. Let's hit the lights. Alright, let's take off with this one, shall we, and see what this one has. Alright, first test is always the swamp, so let's take it through the swamp and see how it does. Well, I take it easy because this is always a good spot to flip vehicles. So we have an all-wheel. Not doing too bad. So, what I've seen people say about this one is that this is pretty similar to a real-life truck like this. You know, in real life, you wouldn't kind of go through that stuff as fast as some of the ones in the game. I will say I like the feel of this one. Like, yeah, we're not breaking any speed records here, but I like the feel of this. Like, it does feel, you know, almost like a real vehicle, like a real vehicle would react to this stuff. And I don't have the diff lock on either, so let's put it in low plus. Let's engage the diff lock and see what happens. So it's definitely going slower in low plus. But the question is always, are we getting more torque or is it just slower? And it's really hard to say because it wasn't doing too bad in auto. It really wasn't. But let's take the diff lock off and see how it does. Because some of the mods that we looked at earlier, it didn't seem like the diff lock really made that much of a difference, which it should. Okay, let's re-engage it. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it. I guess we'll know when we get to the mud. That'll be the real test. It seems to be doing just as good in auto as it was doing in low anyway. Okay, now we're on more solid ground and she's getting a little difficult to handle. Yeah, when it gets so you could drive a little faster, boy, it's really hard to steer. There's our dead Fred's buggy. So let's see how this one handles the speed bumps. This isn't having any issues, but with those big tires, it really shouldn't. These narrow ones, maybe? Nah, nope. No problem. This isn't going to get hung up at all. Alright, not too bad. At least it didn't tip. Let's work our magic here, shall we? Ah, it always rains on this map. Like for the test map, why do they have to put in rain? So this isn't a test that I do often. But yeah, this is really hard to do with this. This is, I don't know. It's very hard to keep the truck straight through here. But this is still a lot more fun than Fred's buggy. Alright, you know what? Let's just bring it to the mud. We gotta do it. It's probably the worst test in the game, but it must be done. So I'm just going to go through an auto first to see what happens. Alright, she's starting to bog down, so let's put it in low. And let's engage the diff. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it does a whole hell of a lot. Hey! Fred's buggy stopped sliding. Let's put it in low plus to see what happens. Okay, so we're not getting any better speed out of it. Put it back in low. Let's see if we put it in low minus, even. Alright. Not too bad. It's doing a hell of a lot better than that poor guy, I'll tell you that much. So I feel like that this is definitely going to get out of the mud. There's, you know, it's not going to get out fast, but it's definitely going to get out of the mud. So let's do something a little bit different with this one, shall we? All right, we're back on the trails map because, well, I like this map. I'm having some fun on it. And I feel like this is just a good map to, you know, try things out in a more, I don't know, normal setting. Not so much as like the test maps are. Now, again, I don't know where the mud is on this, but we've seen it go through mud. You know, we've seen all that. So I kind of just want to take it out and see it having fun handling a trail. So that's what we're going to do now before we end the video. And I gotta say, there are some really cool trails on this map. There really are. Alright, so a little bit of mud. Nothing too bad. Some puddles. I did change... I got the Snowrunner graphics on there, which I think looks really good. I like that a lot. I gotta say, guys, this one kind of surprised me. I didn't think this one was going to be that great. And honestly, I think it does have its issues. Like right there, it is all over the road. But maybe that'll get fixed in an update. You know, who knows? I really don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. Are you guys having the same issue with this one? When it gets up to speed, is it just crazy hard to control, or is it just me? Because when it's going slow like this, it works fine. Look at this hill. Put it in low gear. See, it really just wants to keep pulling to the side no matter what you do. I don't know, that's strange. Anyway, guys, that is The Watcher by Zidon. And that is where we're going to finally end this video. There was a lot of mods, and they're coming out once a week, and I have the issue of, do I want to have multiple videos or just put a bunch of the mods in one video? So that's what we tried with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. You know, say so in the comments if you want. I would appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ooh, what's up here?